I'm Taylor Oracle, and this reading for TK. TK wants to know, whoever checked my chart, did a reading, said my stars are always in some kind of movement. Which is true. Which is true. Which is true. My life, that's why my life is unstable and brings troubles into my life. Well, there are some evil eyes too and some spell which is gone after my late mother prayed a lot for me and then my papa and brother. In March, I found a man. He dumped me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm moving on, but takes so much. One, never been lucky in love and career, and other things your videos help me. Thanks a lot. Cool. Okay, so TK, I can tell you that, actually I want some more cards. I can tell you that you have another love coming, so I wouldn't freak out. You do go through loves. It's not like something, it's almost like you don't like the stability or you get bored. Because the trickster over here, it almost seems like you just get bored. I mean, I don't think it's really a factor of instability or something like that. I think sometimes you pick people that you get bored with, and then you sort of give off cues or clues that, maybe the relationship isn't working or something like that. That's based upon the cards. I'm not saying anything about your personality. I'm just saying that maybe you liked a little adventure. I think we all have that. I used to know a girl who was one of my best friends, and she liked adventure. So she would go through a guy and then another guy and then another guy. So it's something like that. There's always this movement involved, which is not a bad thing. She liked the adventure, so it made her happy. So she was always, happy when there was a new adventure around. And you'll see that with the ace, right? The ace is indeed a new adventure. And I think you take sort of this comfort or joy with having a new adventure or having something that's new and exciting. I think you like new and exciting things based upon what the cards are telling me. But the downside of that is the trickster. Basically, you're going to have that feeling of maybe it's not so stable sometimes. But it's not so stable sometimes because maybe you like the new adventure. So again, you have this perfect joy, the best card in the deck actually, right next to new adventure, and then right next to the trickster. So it's that feel between these three cards of I enjoy the new adventure, and it's something that I look forward to, or it's something that brings me who's Joe? Brings me joy. So it brings me joy and allows me to flow through life. And I think maybe that is your personality style. Again, I don't know you. I'm just reading the cards. Maybe that's your personality style. Not something to be ashamed of, not something to be afraid of, but it does have, like any personality style, it's going to have its advantages and disadvantages. So the advantage is you're going to constantly have new adventure. You're going to constantly have something new and exciting and fun, and learn new things or move with that flow with these new things. And it's going to be something that you enjoy, or something that brings you peace or brings you stability and joy. Sometimes instability brings stability. That doesn't make sense, I know, but you know what I'm saying. Sometimes that adventure goes a long way, and it's something that you can look forward to. It's something that you don't get bored. And some people maybe like the spice, right? They don't like to be bored. A lot of people will look at someone who's worked the same job for 10 years and go, oh my God, how can you stay at that job for 10 years? And another person will come in and say, that's pretty stable, that's respectable, or that's good that you stayed in the job for 10 years. So it depends on what you like or what you have the universe draw towards you. And again, these three cards point to that adventurous spirit, or that need for change, or the enjoyment from having change. Now, because you have that adventurous spirit, maybe because you have that, sometimes you'll have the downturns or the downside, to where things didn't really go too well, or it's not the best opportunity for you, or you're alone, right? The hermit, you're alone. And sometimes that's the way it is. But again, if you like this style, you're sort of used to having those periods of aloneness or periods of solstice, to where you can sort of refresh yourself, rejuvenate with your own peace, with your own mind and your own thoughts, and become, better. Or you learned a lesson from these three cards. You learned a lesson, and now you have to incorporate it into your life. So the constant adventure also gives you the advantage of having more exposure to different lessons in life than most people. So, for example, I'm reading a book called Woman in the Window. It's about someone with agoraphobia, which is fear of open spaces. So she's constantly in her house, and she has groceries brought into her house. She has everything's brought into her house, and she never leaves. She's afraid to leave the house. And her life is going to be a very small segment versus someone that has a lot of adventure, that has a lot of different maybe boyfriends, that has a lot of different men, has a lot of different jobs or whatever. So your life experience is going to be much greater and much thorough, and you're going to learn a lot of lessons from that. But again, maybe that's the way you like it. But again, you're going to have those times when you're alone, and that's okay, right? I mean, obviously it's not okay for someone to break up or dump people or whatever, but that time alone is where you can reflect, learn a lesson, and move on from that. And again, you're going to have that negativity that comes from that. So I see some friends that you have, sort of this celebration that's coming up to where you're going to have a friend, I think, that's getting married or that's moving or getting married, or something big is going to happen. You get a big celebration within that. And from that, you're going to have a new relationship. So, well, again, one of those things, you're going to have a new relationship soon. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't freak out too much. But you're going to have a celebration from one of your friends is either getting married, or it's going on some sort of trip, or they're having some celebration with friends, obviously, right? And it involves movement or getting married, maybe moving to a house or something like this. So you're going to meet another man within that realm, and you're going to have a nice relationship. Whether you want it to be long-term or short-term, again, that's up to you. If you like that adventurous, if you have that adventurous spirit, maybe this is something where you can have another lesson, or you can have someone, someone in your life for a period of time, however long that you want. But again, it seems from the cards, at least, that you have that adventurous spirit. So good luck, TK, and hopefully you enjoyed your reading. If you would like a free reading, please email me at the email address below in the description. And as always, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.